What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. TGS here, also known as Tech Gun Sports Lover. I appreciate you guys joining me for another video. In today's video, I have a quick unboxing of a revolver I picked up a couple of days ago. But before we get into that, let me just talk a little bit about what I plan on doing in the future in terms of gun reviews. Basically, I'm going to do a gun video at least twice a month. That doesn't mean it's going to be a new gun, but it's going to be a gun related video. Now, when I do review guns, I'm going to do it in two parts. The first part is going to be like what I'm doing now, an unboxing. The second part is going to be me using the gun at the range or in the field, so you can see how these guns actually perform. All that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. This is a Taurus revolver. This is only my second revolver. I'm kind of starting to get into them because they're really reliable. Now, you don't have the capacity as you do with a semi-automatic, but still, I like the reliability factor, and also you can conceal them a little bit easier in certain circumstances. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what this is. Again, it's made by Taurus. Inside the box of all Taurus handguns, you get all these little books, the manuals, the carry-on movement. That you can go to this website, carryonmovement.com. There's a lot of good information there. And let's put these books to the side. You also get a very nice user's manual. Very important, guys, don't lose that. Now, before I show you the gun is clear. I haven't fired it. In fact, I haven't even put any ammo in it. You do get a nice, I think this is like a velvet carrying case, so we'll put that to the side. And here's the gun itself. This is the Taurus Protector Poly. That poly means that it's polymer. Now, not the whole gun, just the frame. So let's set the gun to the side for a second. You also get this little velvet bag. You have some keys here. Now, I'll show you this in a second, but what you can do is you can lock the gun up so that the trigger cannot be pulled. So basically, if you have kids or something, you can lock the gun so they won't fire it accidentally, whether it be kids or anybody else, honestly. So let's put that to the side. And that's pretty much everything you get in the box. So let's put the box to the side and let's take a look at the revolver itself. Again, this is the Taurus Poly. This is a 38 special, and it also shoots higher loads, and that is what the plus P is. Let me turn this around, get a good look at that. Now, the entire frame of this, again, is polymer, and then the internal parts are going to be steel. For instance, the cylinder is steel, the barrel is steel. Okay, so actually, let's leave that open. You have a chamber here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rounds is all you get. So it's kind of like what I said, that capacity is not going to be high. Now, this is the model number 85. Okay, so let's just give you a good view around the gun, and we'll talk about what's actually here. First thing you have is the front sight. Now, the thing I like about this front sight is that it glows in the dark. So if you're shooting at night, you still can see that little front sight. So that's always a good thing. You have your extractor rod here, right there. Of course, you have your frame all around here. Again, that frame is polymer. You have your trigger. Now, that trigger pull is very heavy. I'm going to tell you now, when you're shooting it in double action, it's very heavy. So just be prepared for that. Of course, you have your trigger guard here. You have your, I guess you can call this your cylinder release. You just press that forward, and then you can, of course, pop your cylinder out and load it. Now, to unload it, all you would do is just press that little button right here, and it will release. That is basically the extractor. So let's go ahead and close the cylinder back up. Of course, towards the back here, you have your hammer. You can fire this in both double and single action. So trigger pull is not too bad, so that is a good thing. And you have your rear sight. Now you can't do any adjustments to your rear sight or your front sight, so those are pretty much fixed sights. And of course on the top you have the words protector poly, and then your grips here are rubber. You can fit 3 fingers here. As you can see, you have 1, 2, 3 finger groove here, which to me is more comfortable than if you only had, you know, 2 finger grooves. You're able to get a more firm purchase on the firearm, so that is always good. Now that is pretty much it, guys. If I've missed anything or if I misspoke in any way, I'm sure someone is going to let me know. But that's it. That's the Taurus Model 85. This is the protector poly. Now this does come also in a steel version, and the funny thing about that is the steel version is actually cheaper. This right here was $350 or so out the door. The other steel version was right at about $320 out the door. So I'm looking forward to shooting this. I think that difference in price has a lot to do with the Plus P, which means it's going to shoot those hotter loads. So that kind of justifies, you know, the 20 bucks or so. I've seen some good things about this revolver, and I've seen some bad things about it on YouTube. So I'll let you guys be the judge, and I'll actually judge too when I go out and shoot it. If you guys got any questions about the Taurus Model 85, you guys let me know. Until next time, guys, we'll talk to you later. Alright guys, there's a couple things that I wanted to clarify so you guys understand. The first thing is, when you fire this revolver in double action, so right now I'm going to pull the trigger, and let's remember that the gun is unloaded. So you pull in the back, okay? So it's in double action. The trigger pull is extremely heavy. Okay, when you're firing in single action, I'm going to go ahead and cock it, and I'm going to fire. In single action, that trigger pull is very light. So I don't know if I misspoke earlier in the video, but I wanted to clarify that. Couple more things. This is a fiber optic rod here, and it glows in the dark. So if you're doing some night shooting, you'll be able to see that. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that. I don't know if I mentioned that or not earlier. And lastly, try to get up close with this. You can actually lock the action, which I told you about earlier, using these keys. Basically what you're going to do is insert the key here. Let me go ahead and do that. You're going to insert and you're going to turn. Once you do that, whatever you do, however you manipulate the trigger, you're not going to be able to fire this gun. So again, this is good if you have kids or you have someone that you do not want having access to your handgun.